Welcome to this week's episode of Real Time with Florida Sportsman. This week we're in Crystal River in the Big Bend region of the Florida Sportsman Forum. We're scalloping. We arrived at Crystal River the night before our planned fishing and scalloping adventure. You know, we stayed at the Plantation Inn and this place was incredible. It's got its own boat ramp, it's even has its own dive shop. It's got a restaurant and bar. What a great place to stay if you're planning on coming over and doing the same exact thing. We woke up pretty early the next morning and plans on meeting this week's guest host, Mario, ripping lips on the forum, and his son Jeremy at the boat ramp here at the Plantation. We launched the Triton and headed out to the Gulf. So we're in Crystal River. I got Mario Costello and his son Jeremy ripping lips on the forum. What do you got planned for us today?
Well, first off, I think we're going to do a little bit of topwater trouting out in the Salt River, which is just south of Crystal River, outside of Ozello. Weather looks pretty bad, so it might go pretty quick. After that, we're going to try to jump in the water and get some scallops. Look for old blue eyes.
I tell you what, this town revolves around these scallops this time of the year.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people out here. They do their vacations just around the scalloping season, and it's been extended this year. It's supposed to be permanently extended to September 25th.
Cool. All right, well, I've never done it. I'm excited. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Like we said, the weather looked terrible. As soon as we made our way out to the Gulf, it started to pour. We stopped at a marina and seek some refuge from the weather.
Well, what we're trying to do is get out on the water, scalloping, catching a couple fish. Apparently Mother Nature doesn't want to cooperate. And this is what we have. Look. Oh wow, the rest of the state there's no rain. But right here there's rain. Go figure my luck.
It looked like we had a little break in the weather, so we left the marina and headed towards the Gulf. Unfortunately, it didn't take long and the rain started again. Our only place to stop this time was under a bridge.
Let's see what we've done so far. We woke up early. We didn't have to, but we did. We stopped at a marina because it was raining. We bought some shrimp. And we sat under a bridge. And it's 8:30. And we have one day to do this. Not like most shows, we come back when it's sunny. We got one day.
Sitting under that bridge and I was itching to go fishing. I think Mario was a little more apprehensive than me. Under my direction, he left. We knew we were gonna get wet.
All right, guys, to the scallop grounds. let's just get this done and over with, man.
I'll tell you what, the scallops are already wet. It was raining. No, actually, it was pouring. You know, we were going out the Salt River and it's really important to know where you're going. Mario, with his contacts, he couldn't see a thing. He had to put a dive mask on. You know, it was all fun and games until the lightning started and we realized we had to head back to the bridge.
Let's see. We're back under the bridge. We thought it'd be a great idea to leave the bridge.
And then apparently the lightning had better plans for us. So it drove us back under the bridge. So now it's 10 o'clock and we still have yet to begin our journey. All right, we're going. Lightning, rain, it doesn't matter. I drove 4 hours for one of these stupid things that looks like a clam. I'm not gonna sit under the bridge all day long. Running out to the scallop grounds, Mario noticed that one of his favorite flats, the tide was just perfect. You know, it wouldn't be a fishing show if we didn't catch some fish.
We were going to head to the scallop grounds, and I look over. I could see this oyster bar was covered up with water, so we had enough water for this boat to get into. See if we can stick a red or two before we go out to the grounds.
There he is, little red. 3 hours we sat under a bridge. Weather's terrible. I'm happy with the little redfish. You hear the thunder in the background. So Mario, how long have you been fishing these waters around here?
Oh, I've been fishing here probably since the mid-90s. Came out here and I used to have an aluminum boat that we used to fish out here. Look at that.
Yeah, red cushion.
Oh yeah.
You keep talking, I'm gonna get a bait.
Yeah. I came out here back in the 90s and with the little John boat and a canoe, and we fished all back through here when we were kids, and well, thank you. And then I just started fishing it really heavy again, probably in 08, 09.
How can you have such a pristine environment and then put that. Shame on you.
Look up. There's another one. Oh, this one's way back in the bushes.
You got a tree limb with you.
I've been trying to get that tree limb out of here for a year and a half now.
Yeah, I got it. Spider wire held up.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
That would probably keep, right?
Yeah.
Go along with the scallops, your dinner.
That's about a typical size one here, but they get bigger as you go on through the day usually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gets better as the day progresses.
Yeah.
Mario caught a couple nice redfish. You know, we started throwing the gulps and the Rapala topwater plugs. We caught a couple more fish, but we realized we weren't out of the weather yet. We had a little window. We were going to make a break for the scallop grounds. All right, so we just had about a 6-7 mile run. We're straight off of Homosassa. Tripod, you call it?
Yes, some people call it the tripod, some people call it the bird rack because of all the birds out here. It's a fairly popular area. It doesn't look like today we're going to have a lot of traffic. I see 2-3 other boats, but we're going to give it a shot here. The water is a little bit dingy.
Because of the rain?
Yeah, because of the rain. We had a lot of rain today.
And tell me about the regulations. How many are you allowed to keep of these things?
The boat limit is 10 gallons per boat. Up to 5 people, 2 gallons per person per day.
Stupid question. You just throw them in a 5-gallon bucket and that's 5 gallons?
I have a measuring bucket. It measures out 2 gallons exactly.
Oh, okay.
What I do is I'll get that in the bags. We'll all collect our stuff, put it in that 2-gallon bucket. Once it gets full, I dump them in the live well or dump them in the cooler, whatever. Okay. And I know I got one limit.
And there's no size. Whatever you get, you get.
Whatever the size is, it is.
When is the season for these scallops?
The season opens here on July 1st, and they just extended it this year permanently till September 25th.
So all we really do is swim around, look for them in the grass?
Pretty much, yeah. They're fairly camouflaged, so you're gonna have to look pretty close in the grass. Best way to do it is stay on the surface and look down, just like you're snorkeling anywhere else. It's a little bit murky today, so you may have to dive down a little bit just to see the bottom.
When you find one, do you generally find others?
A lot of times you do, yeah. So if you see one, you pick it up, just look around within 2 or 3 feet from it, and usually you'll find another one right next to it.
We pulled Jeremy around a little bit to do some scouting. You know, he started locating a couple scallops, so I knew it was time for me to jump in. I quickly realized after jumping in the water what all the buzz was about for the scalloping. Then this whole town goes crazy and I see why. What a fun thing. It's like an adult version of an Easter egg hunt. You know, you can actually take the whole family out here, get everybody out in the water, and get a great dinner. You know, talking to Mario and Jeremy, I was trying to ask them what to expect, what to look for, and really you don't know until you find your first one. I realized afterwards that I was going a little too quick, you know, when I first got in the water. You really just need to take your time, go real slow, look through the grass, and once you start to spot them, they start to appear everywhere. So we were in the water for about an hour hunting, you know, and I was getting tired. You know, we had a couple gallons and that was more than enough for a great dinner. That's about an hour. About an hour's worth of diving. 2 gallons. Not our 10-gallon limit, but we fought the weather. Finally got out here, and we got a couple.
Yeah, we're just gonna dump these in the Yeti. A little bit of salt water in the ice, and it opens these things right up pretty good as soon as we get to back to the docks, so we can clean them real easily because it sucks cleaning them when they're alive. Alright, good to go. Those will be nice and ready by the time we get back to the docks.
Getting back to the boat ramp, Mario was telling me that typically most weekends, places filled with kids that will clean these things for you. You know, because of the weather, the kids weren't there, so it was on us. Fortunately, Mario's an expert, he was prepared, gave us a little tutorial, we got to clean it.
It's pretty easy, really. We use a shop vac method. Some people just use the spoon.
Okay.
I just think we do this every weekend, so shop vac is it's a very nice tool to have. But all you gotta do is just take your spoon. There's 2 sides of the scallop. There's a dark side and a light side. I try to keep the light side down. It's just a personal preference, I guess, but because I cook them on the shell and the light sides look better. But you just take the spoon, You slide it right in there underneath that white mussel, cut it. It opens up just like that. Very little left on the shell. And you take and you turn your vacuum cleaner on. And leave that. Just that simple. Usually assembly line works pretty good doing this if you have 3 or 4 people, and then you hand it off to the next person.
Let me look. This is all that for that piece of meat.
For
right
that
there.
little piece of meat right there. Big vendors go crazy over that.
That little piece.
That little piece of meat right there. But you just take it and scoop it just like you did on the other side. You just scoop it right off, and that's the that's the piece of meat right there. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. It's good right out of the shell too.
After seeing all the buzz on the forums about this scalloping, it was something that I realized that I had to do, and I'm so happy that I did it. It's not always about hardcore fishing. You know, if you have a family, I can't think of a better place to bring the kids, get some snorkel gear, let them jump in the water and have a great time. Mario, aka Rippin' Lips on the forum, and his son Jeremy are the perfect example of what this scalloping is all about. It's about going out with your family and having a great time. It was because of his post in the Big Bend region that I chose him to fish with, and I need you to keep your posts coming so I can fish with you next on Real Time with Florida Sportsman.
What Amy says on the podcast.
Yeah, failure is always an option.
So that's an option.
If you have an old fishing rod for a dive flagpole, you might be a redneck.
That's Jacques Cousteau right there. That's like circa 1980. Skelly! Oh my God, that hurt.
George! I just wanted to see your mask.
Real Time.